maths, paper 2, this section B, you need to choose, I think 4 questions. I cannot remember already. And it's up to you to choose whether you want to choose transformation or not. And now this one is SPM. Choose 4 questions. This one is SPM. The one on transformation, SPM, like I said, for part B, part 1, part A, always rotation. If you want to describe the rotation, whatever microphone is on, please switch it off. We need to state what kind of transformation, how to describe what kind of transformation. For part B, part 1, part A, yesterday I went through already, it is rotation. Now, when we talk about rotation, we need to also state whether it is anti-clockwise or clockwise direction, the direction, whether it is anti-clockwise or whether it's clockwise direction. And now this one is up to you. But usually for rotation, the angle, we always choose the smaller angle. Yeah, like part B, part 1, part A, you see on the screen, it is 90 degrees anti-clockwise, isn't it? Rotation. You can also write 270 degrees clockwise direction, but we usually don't do this. We only choose the smaller angle. Yeah, whether you're writing 270 degrees clockwise or 90 degrees anti-clockwise, it's the same. It's the same position. It's the same transformation. But usually we choose the smaller angle. The center is at 7/8. Now, yesterday I mentioned something about there may be more than one answer for this question. Yeah, for this particular question, because you can see from the diagram, the original shape and the enlarged image, shall we say, they are separated. If you were to do or remember all the past year paper, all the papers, model papers that I gave you, most of them, the two objects or the two shapes are, shall we say, overlapping. When they overlap, it is easier to find the center of rotation. It is easier to find the center of enlargement. So for this particular question, there are more than one answer. Now, if let's say my enlargement, the center is not T, then the center of rotation will not be 7/8. Yeah. If let's say, because there are more than one possible answers, if the enlargement, the center is at let's say S, like I mentioned yesterday, then the center will be at 6/8. Or if the center is at P, then the center, Q, for enlargement, if the center enlargement is at Q, then the center of rotation will be 6/7. So it can be more than one answer. You may have tried this question, your answer may not be the same as mine, but when you are describing the answer, whatever you see on the screen, you must follow. Okay, 90 degrees anti-clockwise rotation, the center, where is it? So for rotation, the angle, the direction, and the center. For part B, the enlargement, the center is at T, and the scale factor. And in our SPM, always every year, part A, the answer will be rotation. So you need to find out whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise. The angle will definitely be 90. And you need to find the center, that's all. For part B, always enlargement. You need to find where's the center and, of course, the scale factor. And usually the scale factor is 2. Right? So if you are not too sure, you just write down the answer. If you want to attempt this question now, of course, you write down these 2 transformations, you will also get a bit of marks as well. Okay, so basically, this is the way to describe a transformation. Same as your IGCSE and also your Junior 3 UEC. Not so much on transformation like UEC. And for part 2, because enlargement, ladies and gentlemen, enlargement, it is under, shall we say, similar object. Similar object, that means the shape is the same, the size not the same. So we use the formula A1 over A2 is equals to L1 over L2 to the power of 2 because the two objects are similar. Enlargement, it is under similarity because under enlargement, the shape must be the same, the size not the same. That's a definition of a similarity. So we use a formula for similar object. If the two objects are similar, the ratio of the area, you just need to square the scale factor. Write it down for you. Using this formula, A1 over A2 is equals to scale factor to the power of 2. So in this case, the scale factor is 2. So it's 2 squared. So that's how you get the equation there. 2 squared times area KFGHIJK is equals to 72. Yeah, that's how you get 2 squared for similar objects, for similar shape, using this formula here for area. K is the scale factor. If we are talking about volume, the scale factor to the power of 3. Right? That's why it's a 2 square here, following the formula for similar object of area. Okay, and then cross multiply, find the answer 18. Any problem so far? If none, you screenshot this, you copy down the answer, and before I change to the next one, they will ask for length or not. No, SVM did not ask for length. For part 2, they will always ask for area and maybe area of the shaded region, but here of course cannot have shaded region. When the two shapes are overlapping, they will ask you to find the shaded region. That means the difference between the area. So you do this working first, and then you just take the original area minus the image. Yeah, that means the working is still the same. It's always about area. It's always about area. Length, they don't. Length, they will ask in paper 1, the MCQ questions. Okay, I'll quickly copy down, or if you haven't screenshot, you screenshot it first. Then we proceed to the next question. For the next question, this one, plane and elevation. Mr. Ong has shown us some video and then gave some exercise on this chapter on this kind of question. And by now, maybe you should be, I think, quite confident in answering this question. Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, when we are answering this question, because during the lesson, our lesson in the hall, I can see that most of you will be just scribbling down the working and then say that, teacher, I know how to do. Yes, in order to get full marks, you need to make sure that you must have the correct length. That means full scale. Yeah, draw. If you look at the question, it says draw to full scale. Draw to full scale the composite solid. Composite solid, that means this solid is combined together to make up this object that we need to find or to draw the plane. Yeah, and the plane of the composite solid, like what Mr. Ong has already taught in the class, the plane of the composite object or the solid is the direction that we see from the top. Yeah, the direction we see, that means we look from the top. From the top. Yeah, draw to full scale the plan of the composite. That means part A is always looking at the top from the direction of the top. And the answer will be a rectangle. Now, how do I know it is a rectangle? You must read the question. Now, this is SPM. Practically, the answer, it is given in the question. Yeah, it is already given in the question. Then it says, the base ABCD is a rectangle which lies on the horizontal plane. They practically give you the answer already. That means you have to draw a rectangle. And ladies and gentlemen, and I think I need to go through one more. Do not ask for graph paper. You can only draw the answer on the space provided. Yeah, the reason why graph paper it is not given, it is very easy. You just draw a line and then straight away you can draw the perpendicular line without measuring. Now, since it is on plain paper, ladies and gentlemen, to draw a straight line, we must always start at the bottom. Use your compass. Use your compass. The best way, the most accurate way, use your compass. And how to put your pencil inside the compass, whether you are from IGCSE class, whether you are from class, you need to first to get full marks. Yeah, not just for the sake of sitting for it. You already registered, you commit yourself, try your best. Yeah. To put your pencil in, mine not very sharp, sharpen it the night before the ladies and gentlemen. Don't use HB. HB only for IGCSE. Very light, cannot see. And UEC, go and dig up your 5B pencil, the one that you gotten from the school. No, sorry, didn't get from the school. You bought for your UEC exam. Sharpen it and make sure your pencil and the compass must be at par. That means same level. Cannot be the pencil longer than your compass. You press it down onto the table. Make sure the two pencil and the compass will meet at one point. Cannot be longer. I look at my diagram, the horizontal line, the JLA and the whatever it is, N and B, it is 6 centimeters. To draw most accurate length, put it this way, like that. Put your ruler on the table and then measure 6 centimeters like that. Understand? Then draw it on your paper. When you draw on your paper, you start with, let's say, a G, then it should be an arc like that. Got it? This one is the most accurate. Don't just plonk your ruler onto the paper and measure the length. Use mechanical pencil. Make sure it is 2B lead. Yeah, don't use HB lead. Use 2B lead. But can you put your? I think some compasses they have the mechanical pencil. Yeah, but make sure you press down and you can get very clear. And how to measure the 90 degrees? Use your protractor to measure 90 degrees. If you have done this plane and elevation, all the sides will be 90 degrees. Use your protractor to measure the 90 degrees. Then it will be accurate. Put your protractor at the top of the line like this and then measure 90 degrees. Like that. Adore, so horrible. Yeah? Something like that. Follow. Make use of your geometrical set. This one will help you to get marks. Don't just draw freehand. Don't just put your ruler on the paper and then draw the line like this. When we see like this, of course, everybody has studied science would know that there is absolute error. That's where absolute error comes in because of our eyes. It's the angle that we look at it. Best method, use your compass, measure the distance on the ruler, draw it onto the paper. Super accurate. Use your protractor to measure 90 degrees and you will get a perfect rectangle. Use your pencil, sharpen your pencil the night before so that when you draw the rectangle, it will be one straight, fine, dark line, not thick line because we want accurate. Measure the length 4 centimeter, then draw an arc, something like that. It's better to have an arc like this. Here also measure 90 degrees. Draw it. Then join it. You will get a perfect rectangle. And now after you draw the rectangle already, you make sure, label like you see on the screen. Because when we look down from the top, we cannot see a 3D object. We can only see a 2D when we look from the top. So the shape, the solid, or the point, shall we say, the vertex, the E and the D will be on top of one another. That's why you can see on the screen E stroke D. The F, the M, and the C, from the top, I cannot see these 3 distinct points. That means 3 different points I cannot see, or 3 different vertices I cannot see, or 3 corners I cannot see. When I look from the top, I can only see the vertex F, the corner F. But below F will be M and the C. That's why F stroke M stroke C. Follow whatever you see on the diagram. I repeat one more time. Use your protractor to measure the rectangle 90 degrees. Use your compass to measure the length. Then you will end up with an accurate drawing. And the scale will be exactly perfect. And of course, you will get full marks. Make sure 90 degrees. Because when we don't measure, you use your ruler to measure, right? You won't get a nice rectangular shape like that. So please remember what I say. This is a way to at least get full marks. After that, for part B, can I have a look at the question? Sure, no problem. Let me go back. The rest, if you have finished copying the shape, you look at part B and the question, please try. Yeah, please try, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't have this question, you can screenshot it now. Yeah, screenshot it and then try it out later on. When you're trying out, please remember what I say. This one is the way to get, good marks. Because when we look at the mark scheme, these are the things that they look for. Change it, Chloe. The answer is a rectangle, and because the 2 prisms is joined together, you can see the joints, which is the diagonal of the rectangle. the joint is a prism, you can see the line. If you cannot see the line, or it is below or something like that, you use dotted line. And I repeat one more time, in SPM, part A, it is two objects joined together. Part B, they will insert another part onto the object. As you can see here, they have included half a cylinder onto the object. For part B, part 1, the elevation from X. That means we are supposed to draw what we can see from the position X. Part 2, from Y. If you don't have the question, please screenshot it, because I will give you the answer now. One more time, draw to full scale. You need to use your ruler and your compass to measure the exact length. Do not use a scale. 1 centimeter to represent 3 meters or whatever. Don't, unless stated. But usually, no, full scale. Exact length. Exact length. For part B, part 1, the object that is seen from X, the prism EFGAD, it is higher. That's why you can see that the F, the G, it is longer. The side, I cannot see the round edge, even though it is a cylinder. If you don't understand, you look at your water bottle now. You can, when you're looking at my water bottle, you can only see a rectangle. You wouldn't know that it is curving like that. Yeah, you cannot see that it's curving. From what you see on my camera, it is a rectangle. You won't be able to know that it is round, a circular shape, or rectangular in shape. Yeah, so this one, 2D, not 3D. Yeah, that's why you can see TRAU, it is a rectangular shape. You cannot see the curve. The R is at the front, and of course the S is behind. And why is it 2 centimeters from the first part A? Yeah, from part A. Because ED, it is 8 centimeters. BN, it is 6 centimeters. That's why here must be 2 centimeters. And the length TO, 7 centimeters from the diagram given in part B. The height of the cylinder is 7 centimeters. Okay, if you haven't copied, please copy the diagram. You make sure when you do it yourself, you attempt the question yourself. I'm very long-winded. I say one more time. Use your compass, use your ruler to measure. And use your protractor to measure the 90 degrees, especially all these parts here. Must be exactly 90. If you don't use a protractor, if you have tried this kind of question and you notice that no matter how, it will be slightly slanted. Because our horizontal, it is because we didn't use, according to our naked eyes, 90 degrees may not be 90 degrees because of the parallax error. Better use your protractor. Next one, as seen from Y direction, the direction of Y. When I see from the direction of Y, the diagonal of the two prisms, that means LM, I cannot see. It is inside Yeah, behind the cylinder, I cannot see. But it is there because the, shall we say, the two prism, the length is not the same. Yeah, it is joined like that. So use dotted line. Where you cannot see from the front, the part that you cannot see from the lines that you cannot see from the front, you use dotted line, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure, one more time, please use pencil to draw. Don't use pen, don't use pen. Because like in your IGCSE, once you make mistake, you cannot change anymore. And you all have been telling me, isn't it? Oh, teacher, not enough space. Teacher, not enough space. So it is the one and only one chance. If you have drawn it and it is wrong, there's no place for you to draw anymore. That's why you need to use pencil. You need to use pencil. For this question, need to use pencil. Don't use draw it on graph paper. If you draw it on graph paper, the 90 degrees will be very easy to draw. And you're supposed to answer it on the space provided. Come screenshot it. I'm going to change to the next question already, which is question 15. Question 15 on Earth as a sphere. Earth as a sphere, I think, if you like calculations, the answer is only one kind. Only one set answer. Not like this, you drawing, there's no fixed answer. By calculation, so there's no calculation here. Okay, I finish, Okay, next one. Now, question 15, Earth as a sphere. If you're not too sure, you do a few more questions. Like I said, SPM, you try, it depends on how hardworking you are. You do a few more years of this kind of question, you will notice that part A, part B, part C, part D, they practically ask you the same thing. And the working is all the same. You use the same formula. You use the same formula for the respective parts. And for Earth as a sphere, there are only two formula to find the distance between 2 points on the surface of the Earth. And afterwards, I shall tell you the keywords as to which formula to use. Always the same. Yeah, it's always the same. Got it? So for question 15, YZ is the diameter of the parallel of latitude. Parallel latitude, that means the horizontal lines like these. These are called latitude. The vertical lines, they are called longitude. Yeah? Whether it is latitude or longitude, there must be a reference point, a reference line. Like when we are drawing graph. When we draw graph, there's a horizontal reference line, the x-axis. The line, the horizontal line where we start measuring the intervals from. Same like on the surface of the Earth. The reference horizontal line is called the equator, where it is 0 degrees. The vertical line, our reference line, where we measure whether we are on the west side or on the east side, it depends on whether it is on the left-hand side or the right-hand side of the Greenwich meridian. Greenwich meridian, of course, is named after the place which this line, this vertical line, passes through. The place where the 0 degrees vertical line passes through the Greenwich village. That's why it's called Greenwich meridian. Yeah. So let's say here is our Greenwich meridian. On this side is called the west. On this side is called the east. There's always a reference point, a reference line on the surface of the Earth. The horizontal line is called the equator. Above the equator is the north. below the equator will be the south. For the vertical line, the Greenwich meridian, on this side it is west, on this side it will be east. Question 15, state the location of V. Location, that means we must something like coordinate location. It is north, south first, followed by east or west. That means the latitude. First state the latitude, comma, longitude. Okay, show you. V, it is 60 degrees north and 30 degrees south. East, sorry. That means it is above the equator. How do I know it is 60 degrees? It is there on the diagram there. And how do I know it is 30 degrees east? There on the diagram. Either mentioned on the question or it is stated on the diagram. For this one, you don't need to calculate anything. Yeah, you need to calculate. Just read. Your point V, it is here. It's sitting on what horizontal line? It is sitting on what vertical line? That's all. It's same like our coordinate. Now, part B, keyword shortest distance. Ladies and gentlemen, shortest distance will be between the Y and Z. Now, if you look at Y and Z, just now on the question, Y and Z are on opposite side of the earth. Y is at the front. Thanks, Ho Yin. But, Ho Yin, be careful because of the word shortest distance. Ladies and gentlemen, shortest distance, we must always go via the South Pole. Go under will be the shortest distance. And you notice that the Y and the Z, they are very near to the South Pole. That's why we go this way. As you can see, let me draw one more time. Keyword shortest distance in nautical miles. Now, the unit to measure distance on the surface of the earth, it is in nautical miles. Shortest distance, that means will be by the distance or by the direction below the South Pole. Not this way, not the horizontal way, not this way. This way is not the shortest distance. So, shortest distance, the Y and the Z are on the other side of the earth, same longitude, same longitude, same longitude, same longitude, same longitude, shortest distance, same longitude, either go below or if the Y and Z are on the North Pole like X and here another point here, then the shortest distance will be go via the North Pole. Shortest distance, either the North Pole or the South Pole. That's why just now I said the important keyword, they lie on the same longitude. Same big circle. Same big circle, use the formula eta times 60 degrees to find the distance between 2 points. To find the distance between 2 points, look carefully, the Y and the Z, they are on the same longitude. Longitude, you see, part of the big circle that is the same length as the circumference of the earth. This line, the latitude, is not called a big circle because the circle is smaller. than the circumference of the earth. Small circle, small length, along the parallel of latitude, use another formula. So look carefully, y and z are on the same longitude because y and z, they are the diameter. Use the formula theta times 60. Okay, what is theta? Theta is the angle between the 2 points from here. Measure from the center of the earth. How do I know the angle here? I take one straight line minus these two angles at the side. The two angles there is the same as the latitude. The y and the z are 30 degrees south. 30 degrees south means that this angle here is 30 degrees. Here also, because z is on the same latitude, here also 30 degrees. Straight line, 180 minus 30, this side minus 30, that side. That means, I'll show you, the bell has rang already, never mind. 180 minus 30 minus 30. That's why the working it is 180 minus 30, 30, and then times 60, which is the formula theta, the angle between them, times 60, to find the distance between the 2 points. Okay? Because the y and the z, they lie on the same longitude. All the distance along the same longitude, use this formula. To find the shortest distance, either go below the South Pole or above the North Pole, depending on where the 2 points are. If the 2 points are nearer to or on the northern hemisphere, then go via the North Pole. If the 2 points like over here, it is in the South Pole, near to the South Pole, southern hemisphere, go via the South Pole. Okay, 7,200 nautical miles. Use your calculator to calculate. Now, 15, part C and part D, I will continue tomorrow. And also, now after this paper, maths paper, I need to do a bit on A maths paper. So those students, if you are here from a senior children and senior 2 IGCSE art class, maybe when I finish this maths paper, you can go to either Mr. Tan or Mr. Ong's class. They will be discussing the maths paper. Okay, so those IGCSE science, after we do finish this paper, we'll be doing the A Maths Model Set 3 paper 2. And the paper, it is with your respective monitor.